We are getting ready to lay some very well needed grass. This is a project that uh, I did not know when it was going to get done. I wanted special grass. It's called Zoysis, Empire Zoysis. And here in South Florida, the golf course, they usually have those things. And so it's very rare that we get it. It's definitely not in your local farm store or local hardware store. But there was this farm that I found, Southwest Ranch, West, it's in Broward County. They have beautiful grass, but it kept raining and they don't cut grass when it rains. So finally, after 1 week and a half of bare grounds where, oh my, I had to cover because so much breeze and just so much went into preparing this grass. And so, of course, I only got a pallet, which was all that was needed. The ground was just, some grass had grown and we had to prepare the grass. And oh my gosh, I could not have done this alone. It was a family affair, a teamwork. My husband and our son Daniel, my husband Michael, our son Daniel, really helped me with this yard because I would not have been able to do it alone. And we prepared the grass, the yard, and it just turned out so beautiful. And I'm so thankful how this project has turned out. And in the end, it really was worth the work. It was really tedious. I did not know we spent so much time in this yard. Oh, we spent an hour. We had to till the grass, the yard again, the sand, just, making sure that it was leveled. And really just wanted, it to be the best condition, for laying the grass. And it was hot. Oh my gosh. And after a while, the three of us wanted to take a break. My son Daniel brought us a glass of cool water. And it was just so refreshing. And so I hope with my son Daniel there, we're so glad that he was able to help. He really worked diligently. And my husband, Michael, right there, you will never know he's 72 years old. He is just so fit. And I'm just so thankful, that he supported me on this project. Leave it at me. I always end up, somehow, my project end up just needing, things happen and then they have to come and rescue me. And this was definitely one of those times. And so I hope you enjoyed this project that we are doing. And in the end, you will see it just turned out so beautiful. So he took out a lot of dirt. Then we realized that the roots are really superficial. Another. challenge that we encountered was really how I had the yard manicured, previously about 2 weeks ago. That was a kind of progress, process. Over the years, I've laid grass twice on this lawn, or had it laid, and never really, I would say, never flattened the ground. But this time, I didn't want it to be high, so the old grass had to be taken out. But of course, it was mostly weed. But I wanted some of the dirt because I didn't want to end up with a hill, a yard that was, continuing to pack so much dirt and grass from underneath. And so all of this grass was chopped out, not by me, but I was able to get handyman to chop all the grass out, shovel all that extra dirt out, bag them up, and put it in a curve for bulk pickup. But along with lots of grass and weeds. But what happened over the years, we have planted trees in this yard, and there was quite a bit of roots that we realized that was being exposed. And so, while we were raking, we had to be careful of the roots. Some of the roots we had to cut away, but we didn't want to cut the big ones away because we have the avocado tree that we are looking to bear again this year. We have a soursop tree. We have a couple of trees, but most of our fruit trees are in the backyard. But yeah, my husband there raking, of course, being very careful, with the roots. Still plenty soil there. There's, we realized we had to water, really hydrate the yard. So my husband, he reminded me that, we really should be really soaking the soil before we lay the zoysia grass. And so that was really a good idea because it really helps to set the stage for the grass, to really to grow underneath, for the roots to spread. And so it really helps, I would say, make the environment conducive to growing. And of course, afterwards, in the end, you'll see me saturating the grass as well, just really giving it a long grooming. And so yeah, lots of water here. We finally did a lot of got a lot of the tilling up the way, and then there I'm soaking the grass and continue to enjoy. And so yes, I'm still watering. Here I am on the other side of the yard. because there's an area over there that we have, that we actually have to lay grass as well. And my husband is now, and he's just finished the other side of the yard, and my son Daniel, he's also on the far corner of the yard. You don't see him, but there was still grass trying to grow from the previous grass, even though it was bare. It goes, it was really grass trying to grow back, and so we still had to pull quite a bit of grass out again. So that is what Daniel is doing, although you can't see him. So yeah, this was really had to be a teamwork. Thank God for my team. And here's my husband Michael just making sure that the soil is just nice and moist. It really, really pays to lay your lay your grass on really moist soil. And this was a very, very hot day. The sun was out shining, and so yeah, it's worth giving it that extra soak. I was the first person to pick up the grass, and let me tell you, it was quite intimidating. I did not realize the grass was so heavy. One square of grass was so heavy, I put it right there to the closest spot. I had no idea what we were getting into. This is at least 20 minutes or so. Well, we only captured about 16 minutes so far of this, but we was at it now at least 20, 25 minutes, and we didn't know that the hardest work was yet to come. Because I tell you, every square was really very weighty. The grass, of course, looked so nice, and but the soil was really compacted, and so yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, what have we got ourselves into? And one by one, um, you know, there I am. I only carry two squares, and I'm like saying, this is heavy. And of course, I get the wheelbarrow. And because I'm like, there is no way we can carry one square at a time to the far end of the yard. Because you see me right here, just getting just the closest area that I could get. And we use this wheelbarrow. There I am putting one in the wheelbarrow. And that's it. That's the way it's going to have to go, because there's no way we can carry one square at a time across the yard. So thank God the husband thought ahead. He had already had the wheelbarrow out, and so it's
Heavy.
I know. I got more soil.
Yeah.
They don't want no more than 4 years.
Huh? Coconut plant behind your foot. Hey, Daniel, do the whole bar. Yeah, take the wheel bar. Going in that corner, right?
I went right here first.
Okay.
The main area first, because I don't know how much it's gonna cook.
No, leave it. Let me do it.
I can use that over here. So my husband turned the camera to the other side of the yard where we really, really needed to start. And you see some of the trees in the background. And some areas I have mulched off, but I still have soil around the roots of the tree, nourishing them. And so we are laying the side of the yard with the Zoysia grass. I love this grass, I really do. And yeah, thank God for this wheelbarrow because we were able to put pieces in at a time, 3, 4 pieces at a time. Of course, later my husband really maxed it out, put 6 in there. But yeah, we were really quite surprised how weighty each square was. And so, yep, this project really needed that wheelbarrow.
Oops. I need tightening up. Careful, Daniel, kind of weak.
Yeah, try to place it down.
No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. As I said, careful and throw it in the wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow rocking.
So yes, one by one, the grass is being laid, square by square. And don't think we didn't say to ourselves, I would say, you know, when you get in a project like this, sometimes it can really be intimidating, but patience is the key, and we just pray from strength from above. We always rely on our Father God to give us strength. Even when we think we don't need it. Sometimes, in life, you can venture on a project or some goal in life. And of course, this is just a simple example. But really, it's the principle of life. You embark on something, and it really takes just strength. Sometimes not in your own strength, because by this time we may not look it, but we were getting tired. But when you can focus on the outcome of the beauty of it, it really is a motivating factor. And of course, when this yard is finished, we know how beautiful it's going to look. And because as we lay one square at a time, we just know that this is really good quality grass, and we just say, yeah, one by one. But also there are some things, once you start, you can't stop. You just can't stop. This is grass. I realized as I was as we were getting the grass out from the pallet, that this grass was already there on the pallet, probably at least a day or two. And so sometimes when you get grass, you don't know how long it's been there. But as we got it off, we realized that they get compacted down one another. And so you want to really be able to lay your grass within a day, within the same day, or at least a day after. And so this was just, perfect. It came on a Saturday, and yeah, we knew we had to finish this, and so we concentrated. And the best thing about it is it was we did teamwork, and I think that it would have, if one person was doing this, it really would take a long time. You really have to pace yourself, and we were just looking forward to the end. And once we laid this area, um, which was main area, we knew that you know that it was going to be well worth the endurance. And so, yeah, we just really pursued through this whole project.
I think I can take a break.
So here is my husband just thinking about a break now. Remember, he's been tilling the soil, and it's at least um, almost a half hour before we even lay the grass that we were working on this yard. And so he had this idea of a break, but guess what? I was already thinking of a break, but I didn't tell him. And so when he talked about a break, I welcomed it. So we took a little break. I don't even think it was 5 minutes. Matter of fact, he kept doing something. And I'm like, he said, let's take a break. And then he goes and do something else. So I just kept on myself. But eventually we took a little break. But I think it was nearly in. Almost nearly in, we took a break. See, there he is laying grass again, and he said he wanted a break. I'm like, when is this man gonna take a break? He just said he wants to take a break. Of course, I'm not gonna stop because he's not stopping. Oh my gosh! And so somehow we got a second win, and because we just kept laying, I think we just wanted to get it over with. And so, yeah, he said break, but there was no break. So yeah, here we are. We still haven't taken a break. No break in sight. And we are just diligently just really want to get this over with. And I was so glad. My son Daniel came out the house with water. Oh my gosh, what refreshing water. I usually drink water room temperature, but there was a little ice cube in there, and oh my gosh, that water was so delicious. It was so refreshing. It was cold, and I tell you, the Lord must have told him we needed water. It was, outside he just, he just showed so much compassion. Just by bringing us water, it showed that he was really thinking of us out here. Um, and we just sipped it up, gulp it up. And, it really helped me to realize that, when I have workmen doing things in the yard, and I mean heavy duty work, I bring individuals to come, and it really, you really have to think about the person that is doing the work. Make sure that they're hydrated. This is springtime, and we know the summer heat is going to be really coming, and so you can be diligently doing things, but if you don't take care of yourself in the middle of doing, um, you know, you may not be able to accomplish what you set out. And so there's Daniel helping us again, started up again. And yeah, just that sip of water, that cup of water, really, really made the work even lighter. It didn't get easier, but it really, our body really needed refreshing, and we didn't know, and so it really just kept us going even further.
Huh? Yeah.
And still no break, but guess what? We are now seeing, you know, we in our minds, we are seeing near the end. And so this is really what is just keeping us going right now. We are almost there. And as you see, the pallet of grass has gone considerably down. It has gone down considerably. And we are just, we're in it for the long haul. And we really feel that we're nearing the end. And so I'm just really meticulously looking at how we are laying the grass around the different trees. Of course, some of the pieces, when you get in certain areas, have to be trimmed. And my husband there with the machete, I think there was a piece that I wanted trimmed. And yeah, so you have to kind of be meticulous. You don't want any grass overlaid certain areas. And yeah, I think a little later he had gotten the machete for me, put it on the edge. And so we're steady at it, continually steady at it. So I just had this thought that, this was, it was a good day for this grass to come. But this was the first hot day of spring. We're in South Florida, and we've been having some nice, cool weather. It's really been unusually cool in the mornings, all mornings, and we have been hitting the mid 70s and low 80s. But today was the first day, as you saw the temperature earlier, it was 86, but it did feel like 89. But it really just lets me know what we have in store, because we can get in the mid 90s. Our typical summer weather is mid 90s. So this really was a project that I would not want to do in the summer. The summer heat, you usually have to do, well, we usually have to do outdoor work early in the morning or before the sun goes down. And so this really was the perfect time, and especially all of us could contribute to this. But sometimes you can't really. You can make plans, and you can have your own schedule, but things happen, and things are delivered different times. But this was, although it was the first hot day of the spring, it was really probably the best that we could have done it compared to later. I would say even next week, the weeks to come. So, see, we're almost done.
tight together.
Well, we finally got our 5 minute break. Yes, indeed, we finally took a break. That was the fastest 5 minute break that I can think of. But it was so refreshing. We went in the house, we went inside a little, got another drink, but really just it was just so fast. So I was gonna load it up again, and so we are on the last round of laying this grass. And so, yep, just wanted you guys to know we did take our 5 minute break. over there. I'll probably extend the tree. So, when I tell you we were near the end, we were truly near the end. My. So, as you see, my husband has picked up an empty pallet. That means all the grass have been laid. I can't believe we had the strength to do that. I think it was supernatural strength. I always pray for supernatural strength, and we got it. God delivered. There he is with the empty pallet as evidence that it is finished. It is finished. We laid all that grass, the three of us. Ah, and it is finished. And so more to see. And here I am coming back with the water hose. And so here I am wetting the grass because, you know, the grass was packed on, on top of each other. And so some of the soil from the, um, the each of the grass, of course, each of the squares you know, had grass compacted on top of the grass. And so I'm watering, of course, doing two things. I am giving much needed water, but also I am rinsing off some of the compacted dirt that are on top of some of the squares. And so, oh my. And as I'm watering the grass, I am just saying to myself, this was well worth it. And I hope my husband feels the same way. I really think that he's also pleased. He worked so hard. He worked so hard. I really have to give it to him. He really keeps himself in shape and he works hard. We did our regular exercise. This morning we rode our bikes to the park. We did 3 laps, and so that equates probably to about 2-3 miles. But we rode our bike first to the park, which is a little distance from our house. Not too far, but still a little distance. And we went out a little later than what we usually do. So the sun had already come up. So we did that, and my husband did his usual, chores. I think he may have washed some clothes on his hands. He has a video on hand washing clothes. And, his channel, of course, his channel, Miranda M1. You'll see him in the backyard washing his clothes. So he really tries to stay active. And so I said all that to say, we didn't know, the grass was supposed to be delivered yesterday, and we were told that it was going to come today, but we really didn't know. As far as I'm concerned, I was believing it when I see it, and so sure enough, it was delivered later in the day, and here I am again, washing that dirt. Some areas are more compacted than others with dirt on top of the grass. But I'm so thrilled. This is a grass I wanted in the front yard for so long. And the last time I prepared the yard, which it wasn't as thorough as this time, I waited, and I gave up. I just put, regular St. Augustine in a meadow, which is really the grass, that we mostly have down in South Florida. But this is a specialty grass, and because, it was divine again. Um, normally you would buy these type of specialty grass. They were big companies buy this. But I found a farm, and I got it directly from the farm. And the owner was, he was willing to sell me just one pallet. But he really goes. He furnishes other nurseries. I found out. He told me, he was a guy. He said, "I'm it." And the previous nursery that I got Zoysia from the backyard, when I attempted it from the backyard, it was down far south, and they got their grass from North Florida. But this one here it was a drive away, but thankfully we were able to have it delivered. And I'm just so pleased. I got it at such a reasonable price, and I'm just so thrilled. I am really going to take care of this grass. And this type of grass, Empire Zoysia, it's normally on the golf course, but in the island, it is really like second nature. It is one of the most popular grass in the island. And in Jamaica, we have it all over our front yard, all of our yard. And I was just, I can't replicate Jamaica, but I just really want to enjoy the property that we have here, as much as I can. And really just, it's such a pleasure when you get what you want. And instead of selling, especially, economical cost. And, we like to do things the economical way, but, and God came through for us. And so I'm really, really pleased. This grass requires some sun, and that's why it was more preferred in the front yard. The sun, this grass will touch sun, and leaves. Every area of this grass will have at least 5 to 6 hours of sun during the day, during sunny days. It varies from east to west, and so we're really pleased. Our backyard has so many different trees. We had to use a different type of grass, and I have a lot of stones, stone pathways in the backyard. But again, I think it was really worth it. But I could not have done it without my husband, Michael, and my son, Daniel. So kudos to them. I really, really appreciate it. They really tried to, help me out. And again, they rescued me at so many projects. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. And really, I'm just watering right now. And so if you have gone through this entire movie, we really thank you. We really thank you. This is a simple video, but it really meant a lot to us because it was teamwork. So this is more of a memorial to us, but I just hope that you enjoyed it as well. And, we just know that hard work pays off. We do a lot of things ourselves. And my husband is the DIY DIY, do it yourself. And, and so thank you so much. Just a few more minutes and we'll be over, but we thank you for watching. And as you see, we were a little short on grass, but with Zoysia, with pallets, depending on the type of grass, you may get a lot more pieces. But this particular grass, it was, I think it was 400 square foot. And our front yard is not huge, but um, like I said, I just wanted it to look, really, really. I love this grass, so I wanted to go with this grass. And there are some, as you see in the front right area, there is an area that wasn't tilled, and so that is to be continued. But I'm going to definitely have that filled in with the pieces that we have on the other side of the yard, where I'm going to put stones. But I just wanted to put these grass down um, for right now. Some of the ones in the corner will end up filling that spot once that spot is tilled. And so, yeah, in case you notice, there is an area that still needs to be filled. But we used all the grass that we had. We just wanted to lay down, even though some will be picked back up from the corners of the yard, where I will be laying, flat stone, and this area will be filled in. But overall, I am just so pleased. I really am. And there is in two areas on each side of the yard where I actually have a big section mulched off. And so our yard is probably about 600 square footage, a front yard. But there are areas around the different trees that are mulched. And and actually using cypress mulch, trying to get as much of a natural product as I can. But it's important not to mulch up to the roots of the tree. Always leave space around the tree when you're mulching. That way you can put natural fertilizer or whatever it is that you put to help nourish the trees. And so yeah, we got 400 square foot of this Empire Zoysia grass. But as you see, like I said, some areas will need to be filled in once that area is that grass, the old grass is removed. And so again, thank you very much for watching this front yard project that we had today. We really appreciate your patience, and those of you that have skipped through, you may want to go back and again. But even if you don't, I really appreciate you. We know that this video is long, but we're very pleased that we were able to capture this entire project, because a lot of times you don't know how much you spend on a project until you actually record it. And we believe in making memories, and so thank you again for watching.